The UAE government is insisting the coronavirus pandemic has not hindered the pace of completion on its infrastructure projects. We're joined now by Abdullah Al Naimi, the UAE's Minister for Infrastructure Development. Minister, thank you very much for joining Yusuf and myself this morning, giving us your time. You have 104 projects. You say you're committed to these, and 13 billion dirhams of expenditure. Will you remain, if I speak to you in a year's time, are you going to say, Manas, I have not had to cut back at all in terms of the number of projects or the commitment of capital? There's no headwind at all to these numbers.
Very good morning to you and your audience, Manas. If you speak to me a year from today, I will tell you exactly the same thing that I would tell you this morning. Our projects have not been hampered to make the right verb. Most projects in the whole universe were affected by the pandemic phenomena all over the world. I was recalculating my projects, and I thought it might be a good idea to add also the 7 billion that we allocated for our housing scheme. So what we have today is over 20 billion dirhams of projects together. Being managed. Have they been affected? Yes. Nonetheless, the effect is in the time and the duration and giving alternatives, offers. But sure, the projects are going fine, and we believe that we can from a year from today we would say the same thing. Only.
Minister, allow me to jump in if I may, because I do want to get to some of your future projections in terms of the bigger strategy that you're chasing at the ministry. The importance of investing into reconstruction, into development is absolutely critical, especially in a time of a lot of challenges with the coronavirus. What kind of landmark projects are you considering that you would say, you know what, this would be great to add to the ministry's portfolio going into 2021? It will be supportive to an economy that at the moment is going through a very painful time.
There are a couple of projects that we feel that we should actually continue concentrating on. One of them is the housing scheme that we do in Ras Al Khaimah. These are over 2,000 villas for national. 800 of them is actually rather 1,000 of them are under construction. Only last week we took over partial taking over of some villas. That is one of the bulky projects that we really look into very highly. The second one is a highway that is actually connecting the north and the west, and that project is almost at the end of its duration. So probably in 6 months' time we would have a new projects being put in service for our network.
Minister, can I ask you, just before we spoke to you, we spoke about the message from the Kuwaiti Prime Minister that expatriates need to be downsized in the country. You run major infrastructure projects. You need talent from all around the world. What is your biggest risk? Is it holding on to expatriates with the skills that you need, or is it encouraging people to stay here and weather the storm? Your message to the expatriate community that work on infrastructure and projects is integral. What is it this morning, Minister?
We did actually both. We've given the opportunity for expats to take long leave if they wish, and we supported the contractors, the mega contractors that would actually downsize their workforce, and that is something that we support. Nonetheless, we believe that the United Arab Emirates is a place where the expats that we have today are well skilled, and we would definitely need them. The pandemic is not going to be here for a long time, and we do not really think that we base our future strategies on a pandemic that comes probably for 6 months or a year or even more. But the world would definitely deal with it and get rid of it, and then we would really regret the minute that we thought that okay, we would get rid of our skilled workforce, whether it's a national workforce or expats. We would like to keep them. Mm-hmm. Now there are less projects in the whole universe, and there are less projects in towns as well, and there are so many expats would like to go home for some time. So what we did is actually we dedicated our national airlines to help those expats who thought that okay, they might be willing, or they would like it more to be with their families rather than being away from them.
Of course. Minister, in terms of the economy in the United Arab Emirates, you are involved at the very top level of government, so you get all kinds of reports. And then within the remit of the ministry, you've got your own data as well. What is your sense as to when we're going to get back on track in terms of the recovery? How long is this going to take us? Is it going to be a V-shaped recovery, or do you think this is actually going to take a long time for the UAE and for the world to get back to a healthy level of development?
My guess would probably be a combination of a V and a U shape. We have so far in the United Arab Emirates, and this is not really the judgment. This pandemic is a worldwide issue, and for the economy to really get back into its course again, the whole world has to recover. Now we've seen recovery in many countries. We also have similar things in the United Arab Emirates, where big numbers of coronavirus patients are recovering, and that is a good sign for us. So what I see actually into this, I see a combination of both U and a V shape for recovery. But the recovery is the imminent thing that we build all our strategies on.
Abdullah, it's been great catching up. We really appreciate your time. That's Minister Abdullah Naimi. He is, of course, the UAE Minister for Infrastructure Development. Thanks again. Still plenty more ahead.